All right, let's talk about a promise. A really big one, actually, written right into the Indian constitution, a promise to protect tribal autonomy. But a recent scandal that unfolded in Meghalaya is making a lot of people ask a serious question. Is this constitutional shield really working, or is it broken? Let's dig in. And this question, right here, gets straight to the heart of it. It's forcing us to look beyond the words on the page and see what's actually happening on the ground. So you know what? Let's investigate. Okay, first things first. To understand what's going wrong, we have to understand how it's supposed to work. What exactly is this sixth schedule everyone's talking about?
The whole idea is actually pretty powerful. It's about giving local tribal communities real power over their own lives through these things called autonomous district councils, or ADCs. It's meant to be self-governance at the most grassroots level imaginable.
And on paper, wow, the powers these councils have are huge. We're talking about control over land, managing forests, running local government, even administering their own local justice. This is the promise of genuine, meaningful autonomy. But what if that promise, that constitutional shield, has a crack in it? A recent event has shown that this shield might not be nearly as strong as it looks. Let's take a look at the case that exposed it all. It all started in January of 2025. A corruption scandal blows up at the Northeastern Hill University, or NEHU, and what began as a story about shady contracts quickly uncovered something way bigger, something fundamental about the sixth schedule itself. And we're talking about a lot of money here, 94 crore rupees in contracts for construction work that was happening inside the Garo Hills, one of those autonomous regions in Meghalaya. Now this is the kicker. According to the sixth schedule, any kind of project like this absolutely requires a permit from the local ADC. But in this case, they just ignored it. A direct violation of the Constitution just happened, and nobody in the state government seemed to challenge it. And this is the question that blew the whole thing wide open. I mean, if a constitutional protection can be bypassed that easily for a university project, what does that really say about the power these councils actually have? Well, to answer that, we have to look at the fine print. And it turns out the weakness isn't some hidden loophole. It's written right into the rules of the game. This chart just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have the promise, ADCs have power. On the other, the cold, hard reality. State laws can just sweep in and override anything the ADCs decide. And here's the culprit. It sounds boring, but trust me, this is a bombshell. It's a clause called paragraph 12A. And what it says is that if there's ever a conflict between a law made by the local council and a law made by the state, well, the state law wins. Every single time. So here's the bottom line. Tribal autonomy under the sixth schedule is great, but it only exists as long as the state government agrees with it. The second there's a disagreement, poof, that autonomy can just vanish into thin air. But that legal trapdoor, that's just the start. When you combine it with some really deep practical problems, you start to see just how broken this system can be. You know what they say? Follow the money. And when you do, it tells a pretty clear story. Look at this. A whopping 85% of the funding for these supposedly autonomous councils comes directly from the state government, the same government that can legally override them. You know, he who pays the piper calls the tune. And the problems just keep piling up. You've got state-level politics messing with local elections, you've got massive confusion over who's in charge of what, and often the councils just don't have enough staff with the right training to actually govern effectively. It's almost like it's a system set up to fail. This phrase from our source material just hits the nail on the head. The ADCs are the ones who get blamed when things go wrong, when development doesn't happen or services are bad, but they don't have the real power or the resources to get the job done. So what are we left with? Well, we're left with a system that looks great on the outside, but it's really just autonomy and name only. It's like a beautiful, ornate shield that's actually made of cardboard. It looks nice, but it won't stop a thing. When you put all this together, the legal weakness, the financial dependency, the political interference, it all leads us to one final and frankly pretty disturbing question. Think about it. The NEHU case was a test, and the system failed. So what happens when the next threat isn't a university, but a powerful multinational corporation that wants to mine the land, or a huge developer that wants to build massive tourist resorts? That is the question this broken promise leaves us with.